Other interesting cultural news, you have a government manhunt for someone, quote unquote, desecrating a pride mural on a street intersection. Which, again, I'm not sure how mentally vacuous someone has to be to think it's a good idea to paint something on the street where people drive and garbage accumulates. Especially in cities where people have, I don't want to say, people are less respectful to actual, their local environment in terms of, you go to these cities, a lot of them are just, they have so much trash. I mean, San Francisco comes to mind, of course. And now they're gonna put a lot of time and money and energy into someone who desecrated this mural, which again was painted on the ground. The dumbest place you can possibly put it. Now this is first brought to us thanks to End Wokeness, and he says, quote, breaking, a manhunt is underway in Washington for several suspects who desecrated a Spokane Pride mural. State leaders held a conference on the unspeakable tragedy of the mural. Some leaders broke down and cried. Which, if you broke down and cried because someone desecrated glorified graffiti on the ground, again, it's on the ground, and these are adults. Well, they're mostly mentally, like a lot of these politicians, they're as emotionally intelligent as a child, but they should be voted out of office. They should, I have to say, they should just lose their job. If you're crying because of this, that's just the weakest you could possibly be. Looks like it's only about 54 seconds, so without too much further ado.
We need your help.
And so let me apologize for anything the church has ever done that might contribute to the hate we are currently seeing.
Also, sadness.
These are my fellow citizens that live here. I know it was called vandalism, but it was hate.
It's how we show up for each other in our families, in our homes, in our communities, in our neighborhoods. We got
if beta male was, this is the poster child of beta male. Obviously, he's a lazy sweater. He's apparently crying because of this. How weak are you? You're crying. Our country is becoming a joke. You're crying because someone desecrated glorified graffiti, again, on the ground graffiti. Which,
got to show people some.
We'll rewind this a little. We want to make sure we hear all of what he has to say.
Hate.
It's how we show up for each other in our families, in our homes, in our communities, in our neighborhoods. We got to show people some love.
Spokane city leaders are sounding the alarm about hate in the city after that Pride crosswalk in downtown was set on fire Thursday morning. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. The day after a group of people set fire to that Pride crosswalk in downtown Spokane, dozens of city leaders came together to show their support for the LGBTQ community.
It was just spray painting. Now it's flammable. So the violence is escalating. And that's what we're concerned. We need.
Whoa. She was just saying that she was about to say she was concerned about violence. I guarantee you that same person was all about the summer of love where George Floyd, where again, rioters destroyed $2 billion in property. People died. Yeah. Again, I don't know who thinks it's a good idea to paint. I don't care what it is. Who's painting crap on the ground? It's a waste of tax dollars to say the least. And it will inherently get dirty just with, I know this is also, arson, but it literally will become dirty just by basic everyday usage of vehicles driving on it. Again, who's in charge of the marketing for this stuff? Again, F- for marketing. This is, again, a great example of also the public sector. A private business, let me know if you've seen it, but I can't imagine, like, my companies would never paint our logo on the ground, where inherently it's going to get dirty, mentally vacuous to say the least. Anyway, this one pretty viral. Got 3.4 million views, as well as 22,000 likes. Now, some of the first comments comes from Robbie Starbucks saying, the guy crying can't be serious. He has to be an act. He's going to be running for something. He's got to be running for a second. They got 4.2 thousand likes. Again, here's a little 5-second excerpt of that weak. I was about to say weak man. That might be an insult just to the term man. He's more like a child mentally, or a boy. Again, if you see a quote unquote, a real man would never cry like this. Real men also, the frequency of how often a man cries, I would say is less than 5 times in their life. I mean, I would say probably the passing of a parent, walking your daughter down the aisle at a wedding, heaven forbid, a passing of a child. veteran event, and then maybe seeing the Grand Canyon or a beautiful vintage Corvette. But I'm partially kid. Yeah, let's hear this sound one more time.
Families in our homes, in our communities, in our neighborhoods. We got to show people some love. Families in our homes, in our communities.
Paul Zupa says, quote, imagine if Spokane, Washington cared this much about going after violent criminals. Instead, officials are focusing on diverse murals which promote gender ideology. This is why Democrat-led cities and states aren't so much trouble, unquote, getting 1.2 thousand likes. The Libercat Media TM says keeping it 100%, and it's is it the trans pride flag or the progress trans pride flag? Again, the marketing consistency is an F-. It's, I mean, the average person doesn't know what's going on. And again, if you're trying to capture minds and hearts, you want to be consistent. But nevertheless, it's the trans pride progress flag with tire marks all over it. That got 2.1 thousand likes. Scrolling down, you have Libercat Media TM saying, quote, I say it's time we do the same that they do to us. If they burn the American flag or Bible, it's a hate crime. Two can play that game. You have a little cartoon where it says, it's called free speech, get over it. And someone burning the Bible. Instead, another guy, juxtaposed is burning the pride flag, says, find out who did this and arrest them, getting 2.7 thousand likes, which, again, if it wasn't for Hippocratic standards, most politicians wouldn't have standards at all. Yes, there's certainly a big delta or a big difference in prosecution in the United States. Can't help but see and remember when the Hamas protests in the United States, they're burning the American flag. Police did nothing, because then that's protected. But yeah, if you do this, then it's a hate crime. I got 2.7 thousand likes. Steven says, press heart if you had enough of the two-tier policing. And it's a mainstream media saying peaceful protest when you have two gentlemen throwing paint and trying to tear down George Washington statue. And that same reporter has a truck driving over the trans pride flag on the street. She says hate crime. It got 1.1 thousand likes. Planet Memes gets A+ because they did respond in meme form. Usually it's a 50-50 shot in terms of are they actually responding in memes or speech. But nevertheless, Planet Memes says make it make sense. Again, they have I believe it's a World War I memorial in the United States where they spray painted Free Palestine on it. And that's the juxtaposed says free speech. Then you have the Pride Street with the Pride mural on the street, and it says hate crime, getting 5.1 thousand likes. Vince Langman says we're not a serious country anymore, getting 2.3 thousand likes. Peaceful says this is okay. It's more graffiti for free Gaza, free Palestine. I got 1.2 thousand stuff. Let's see here. Marjorie Taylor Greene press release parody count did say, quote, time for them to get a medal after Pride Month, getting 1.9 thousand likes. Going down more and more. Let's see. Trump family parody says they better do the same for this one. And it's a picture of, what is this? It says they better do the same for this one if someone did a burnout in just a regular cross section. It got 855 likes. Let's see. Jim Hawk said, no manhunt power for the person who did this to the statue of Washington, and you want us to take your complaints seriously? GTFY. And it's George Washington. What is that? I forget what you call they wrap the towel around their head. I don't know what the technical term is, but it looks like the kitchen towel. And nevertheless, they put stickers all over him, and of course the Palestinian flag. That got 832 likes. Let's see. Gary says, God forbid we desecrate with Pride mural. They can FO. It's not a tragedy. These people are mentally ill. These leaders are crying. They are actors who couldn't make it in Hollywood because they're too ugly. Getting 935 likes. So not a lot of contrarian statements here. Of course, again, there are millions of people who think you should be in prison for your lifetime if you do anything close to this. And, oh, here we go. I forget his name, but yeah, this went viral in, I think it's 2023. We had a man with a truck, and he does a burnout over the... Oh, annoying music. He does a burnout with his dually truck over, I think this is the regular pride flag. And he does an impressive burnout. More impressive the fact that it is a Ford truck that it doesn't break down. It's doing a burnout over the whole trans pride progress flag. A successful burnout the whole way. I don't see any of all the opportune times for an oil leak to happen. So one time it didn't happen, but yeah, no oil leaks, no engine braking. Pretty impressive. And that did get 75 likes, which again, I think you could make the legal, again, granted, it depends what judge you have these days. Lord knows they're not very constitutionalist in many cases, but I wonder what, I think you could make the legal argument that would that be considered protected speech? And also, again, they're painting this on the ground where people drive, which I can't think of a worse place for a product promotion or a cultural promotion or anything. Let me know. But yeah, again, I'm not surprised that the government is going to be spending copious amounts of resources on this to try to catch the person who did this. And culturally speaking, I think you're going to see a shift. I think a lot of people are kind of tired of having this shoved down their throats. I mean, it used to be a day, or when I was a kid, even they had it back then. It was probably day, then week, then month, not a year, lifestyle. Like, again, it used to be just, I don't give a, and back in the day, people said, we don't give a damn what you do in your bedroom, just have at it. And now you can't walk down the street without seeing these murals. How do you pronounce that? No, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I think culturally speaking, I think the pendulum is going to swing back a little bit. Again, our government is nearly $35 trillion in debt. We should not be spending any taxpayer money on any murals on the ground. So let me know, have you heard about this cultural topic before in terms of, again, these burnouts, these, I guess in this case it's actually fire, but what are your thoughts on putting these murals on the ground in the middle of the street? As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.